your soul. Learn quickly, they'll come for your bro. Games get played, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's only what you do. Some things you gotta do.
Hey, barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to join the Patreon. Don't forget the, yeah, join the Patreon. That's what you can do today. Click the link in the description box. We making money in that stock game. You know what I mean? But let's jump into this really, really quick, man. I'm gonna try and make this a standalone video, so we can have some clarification. Whatever. I mean, whatever. I'm not one to filibust. This ain't about Floyd Mayweather being a great boxer. This ain't about how great of a parent, in my eyes, this is my take on this, how great of a parent Floyd Mayweather is, how great of a parent or not great of a parent he and the parents were or are. This is about a father being a man. It's really simple. Daughter cries out for help, daddy goes and get her. That's it. It's really simple. This ain't about what happened before Friday night. I can't speak on what happens in the Mayweather house. I cannot speak on that. I can't say, oh, I know I've seen Floyd Mayweather with his kid. So I'm talking about Friday night to Monday morning. His daughter is literally crying out for help. Did y'all watch that video? She sleep from a long night. And we know what happened that night. He tells her, wake up. Because he wants to validate himself as a 20-year-old on Instagram. And then proceeds to call Floyd Mayweather a female dog, you know? I'm going to repeat this again. Daughter's in trouble. Daddy uses his resources to save a 19-year-old girl. She doesn't have the answers to the test. She thought she did. But now she may be biting off more than she can chew. And I know what y'all gonna say, but she's 19, she's grown. Yeah, but you got to expend some resources. And you guys say, oh, he did it in the past. Yeah, I know. She's 19, and that's his daughter. So you think that it's more important that he stay out of it and let the judicial system, that's not for anyone black, although Floyd Mayweather believes all lives matter. So maybe this is him saying, well, I trust the judicial system. I don't know. But I'm saying your daughter ain't 47 years old. She's 19 and has no clue. And what reaffirms that in me is that video that NBA YoungBoy did. It's disturbing. It brings out every fatherly instinct I have in my body. I'm not shouting and yelling. I don't want to get into a debate in whether Floyd was a great father previous to Friday night. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the superhero that she believed Floyd Mayweather is and that you believe Floyd Mayweather is. Y'all want to count his money and how much is his jewelry worth, how many cars he has. Y'all think that's the sum of a man. Floyd claims he's never lost when the lights come on. Well, can you win when your daughter lights go out? A man that claims to have every resource and have bought everything in the world is allowing the world to watch the debacle of his daughter. And these are just fatherly instincts. This ain't no, I mean, there's a level of attachment. And the reason why I'm so heavy on this topic is because, Black fatherhood is important, the way they depict us, I just think that it's just imperative, man. And I will stand on this. It's you got to do your part. Yeah, she's 19 and she's grown and she's gonna make decisions. Floyd got 3 private jets, he claims, 6 bodyguards, and worth $1 billion. So flying to Houston for a Super Bowl party and making 50 or $100,000 has more value than going to check on your daughter who's crying out for help. I mean, that's why fathers are so important. That's why the presence of a man in the house is so important. And one might say, and I'm gonna do a video on this because this is an important issue. Maybe she thinks she's supposed to be treated like that. And you say, why? Because Floyd publicly taunts the quantity of women that he has. The mother of her is, I'm not saying she's a part of the group, but she's present when Floyd has multiple women around. Maybe she thinks that's acceptable. Maybe she thinks that's the height of her worth. I don't know these things. I'm just on the outside looking in. I'm not the psychologist. I'm just a common sense, pragmatic man. And when I see stuff like this, it bothers me. You know, um, I'm not claiming to have the answers. I'm just saying what a natural instincts of a father should be. You know, I'm working on a project. Um, uh, I'm working on a project. I'm rebuilding 2 units, and I haven't touched my kids in about 7 days. Literally ain't touched them. I video record them, but I haven't touched my kids in 7 days because I've been outside. These are just sacrifices that you have to make. You know, Dre's a doctor. She has to self quarantine herself every fucking day. These are sacrifices that we have to make for the advancement. And she made an oath to protect the patients, and she has a public service job. You know, it's not about money. You know, we have enough money where Dre can take 2 years off if need be. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, her 401k is god damn. And if it wasn't enough, I would have to do what I had to do, have to do, because that's the mother of my kids. And that's it. And that's what I inherently believe. I ain't gonna get on here and yell, and I want y'all to send and I want y'all to send this to Floyd. I want Floyd to feel like the world ain't gonna respect Floyd. The world gonna publicly praise him, but to stomp down real men, where I come from, the man's hands that I shake proudly, not gonna respect Floyd. Floyd, put on a pay-per-view in a year. See what it does. See what it does. Stay off that. You didn't go get your daughter. She's crying out for help. NBA YoungBoy is emotionally abusing your daughter. He's emotionally abusing your daughter. I saw it. Get up. She tired. She just got bailed out. And Floyd, who is a man who touts and prouds and brags about not paying for anything, not receiving, he bailed out your daughter. So I don't know the intricate details of this, but on the outside looking in, when I saw Floyd jabbing with his son, working on some boxing technique, I just think that um that's fine. But when we got to play football, I don't expect you to bring a basketball to a football field. And that's just what I believe. I don't think that's the operative time, but for him to take a approach and say, I'm not a perfect father, but I strive to be the best. Yeah, I know. When your daughter is being sedated and emotionally abused by a 20-year-old famous rapper, I got people that I know spending their last dime fighting cases for their daughters. I got people borrowing money from me in the streets to help fight their case, using their last resources. Now, I hope everything goes well. I heard that the victim has less than serious damages, so they got stabbed in the arm. I read that on a newspaper article somewhere, and I'm happy. I'm actually happy, and hopefully things bode well and things calm. And but here's the devil in the blue dress. That's NBA young boy's mother of their child. Now he has to deal with some duality demons. It's just not a healthy situation, and I understand that um, she's grown, but yet Floyd can go and fight for uh, obligations for her to attend, maybe counseling. You know, maybe location based counseling. She can't leave the state of Nevada until it's time to go to court. She's not a flight risk. You know, bail was only $30,000. You know, so um, I hope and pray that she doesn't go to jail. I understand what Floyd and the Mayweather family is going through. I've actually literally prayed for Anthony Yard and Floyd Mayweather's family multiple times in the past 10 days. Multiple times. Like I said, this ain't about how great of a man Floyd was up until Friday night. Adversity is going to reveal who you really are. He responded like a beta male. I'm not a perfect parent, but I strive to be whatever that is, whatever that quote was. It's game day. Now is not the time. You said you're great when the lights come on. So you mean to tell me Marcos Maidana is worthy of a do-over, but your daughter ain't worth a sixth chance? You mean to tell me Castillo is worth a second chance, but your daughter ain't worth a seventh chance? You mean to tell me you were in talks with Conor McGregor or Manny Pacquiao for a rematch? They're worth rematches, but your daughter ain't worth an eighth chance at 19? You get what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you would fight Oscar De La Hoya for prize money with his past. You would fight him for prize money, but you can't go get your daughter, or man, at least make a presence, make an appeal, because your three other kids are watching. They can't. Their voice aren't bigger than yours. They're not stronger than you. And although I'm talking about Floyd, I'm talking about all of us. I'm not the perfect man. You know, as I said on my live, if you look at my life frame by frame by frame, I would look less than 50%. All right. Um, but I think in this America that we live in, I think the presence of Floyd Mayweather would save two people: NBA young boy and his daughter. Long term, long. I'm not saying overnight. I'm saying, but the presence of him, you know, and many people in boxing aren't going to touch this topic because they want to do an interview and they deem Floyd as they deem him the optimum of accreditation, of validation. And that's another issue that men got to stop doing. Stop seeking validation from another man. You know, I think that's one of the worst characteristics you can have. Oh man, can you like my page? Can you follow me? You know what I mean? Like, oh man, my day ain't the same, man. Let me tag this person. I hope they watch it. You know what I mean? We got to live in a society where men are proud to unlock their door, no matter how big or how small or how ginormous their house is, and their kids run to them. And if they have a woman there, whether you're a single parent, male, or you're or you have or a collective family, or you're co-parenting or married or engaged, that the people that are in your house awaiting your return, operative word return, that they're proud to have you there, and they worship the ground that you walk on, and you're a king. You know, uh, if 18 don't make your child an adult, I've lived by that. I abided by that, and I tell you what, I had to learn that. And the reason why I had to learn that is I have property, and I'm gonna tell you guys this. I was always taught 18, you got to leave the house. Um, I see Mexican families that I rent to. Um, they have two families in the house. I can evict them for this, obviously, but I admire the family. I admire um, how they coexist and how they build and um, create families. You understand? Build on that. Dre's family. Uh, each of them left when they could afford a home. All their kids are homeowners. You understand where I'm coming from? All of them have, I don't know now, but had perfect credit. They left with a home, with the ability to buy a home and a parting financial gift. And I want to inhale all of these um, things that I've learned. I know there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I know some people may say he may be tired of her. You can't be tired of a 19-year-old who's crying out for help. You know, you rather argue with 50 Cent. You rather paw at Ti and his wife. That's more credible. Dog, man, this dude. But I realize I'm talking to a lot of beta males who who seek validation from other men and live to critique. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking to men. I'm not talking to a lot of men I aspire to gain knowledge from and or have characteristics that they have. I understand that. So I'm and I get that. You understand? Um I get that, man, Um so send this to Floyd. Send this to his team. They gonna watch it anyway, but make sure he confirms that he get it. For those of you who are inquiring, not that it matters to him, but the only number I had two numbers on Floyd. He's changed them. I was gonna call him. I called him. I thought sending a text would be a bitch move. I called him. Doo, doo, doo. And then the other number was someone else's number. So I'm just saying, I did my part. I'm not. This ain't no attack Floyd moment. I understand what he's going through. I understand when you lose family members. I get all of that. I get it. Buster Douglas won a world championship when his mother passed. You know, there are many sports stories, that transcend history. You know, um, I just think if you create it, you take care of it. If it's a problem or if it's a asset, you create it, you take care of it, you nurture it. That's it. And I stand by that. You know what I mean? And it's just what I believe, man. Man, I just pray that this, in my humble opinion, this has Bob Christina written all over it. You know, I don't want to ever see that again. And then the young man that she was dating had to live with the guilt and never was the same. You know what I mean? And he ended up dying late last year, early this year, somewhere in there. He just, you know what I mean? You know, I, you know, and I just from a father, man, I can hear my kids running around. The toy room is next to my office, and I can hear them playing, and maybe you guys can hear it as well. You hear that? Say you hear them. Lincoln, I got a question for you. When was the last time I hugged you? It's been a long time. Why? Because I haven't played with you in a while. Because of what? Because of the coronavirus. Because Daddy has to go and work, right? I stay home every day. I appreciate that. Go ahead and close the door, man. You know, I no, don't lock it. Okay, thank you. I haven't played with my kids, and if you follow me on Instagram, I'm an avid player with my kid, playing, but whatever, you know what I mean. You know, and I'm not bragging, but this is the sacrifice that I had to make. You know, so I just, you know, what I mean, you know, it's just the sacrifices that I think parents make go underappreciated, and sometimes they make it over publicized, like events like this. You know, um, Floyd doesn't ever need to work again. All he has to do is nurture his assets. You know what I mean, and hopefully, and nurture his assets and his liabilities at this point. And I ask you, Floyd, I ask you, if you couldn't run your enterprise, I'm not going to use the word death because death is not a word I would want to use right now because of what you're going through. But if someone fortunate thing happened where you couldn't run your business for 2 years, you couldn't run, like you were incapable for some odd reason, who would you trust? You know, to keep it afloat, to keep it running. You know, or would it lose value the time that you're gone? You know, I just, you know, man, I should end this video. But hopefully you guys get, if I haven't said it in the physical form, I hope that you guys get me in the spiritual form. This ain't no time to bash, in my humble opinion. Oh, people gonna bash him. A month from now, 2 months from now, he gonna come out, flash his money. You know what people gonna say in the comments? But you didn't go get your daughter. It's like Oscar De La Hoya. No matter what he does, we still remember the fishnets. He's not a man to us because of the fishnet. We can laugh and interview, not me. They can laugh and interview him, but a real stomp down man that values integrity, that values his masculinity, especially after the age of like 31, 32. I understand the kiddish shit that you might make a mistake and 20 something years old where you might have multiple women. Sometimes you make a mistake and have kids with multiple women because you know what I mean, you just out here playing. You don't know the gravity of the decisions you make. You know what I mean? You may play around and shit. You know what I mean? You may have been a woman for Halloween or some shit. You know what I mean? The things that you do as a kid that you don't make as a man, I get all of that, you know. But when you 40, I mean, Floyd is just, I think he's 43, 44. I know we're around the same age. Um, you know what I mean? You just can't do. All right. And Floyd, you said you were great. You've never not been great when the lights were on. Well, your daughter lights are out and she's crying for help. An NBA young boy, I believe, is emotionally destroying and abusing your daughter. It's very apparent, you know, and I know it's two parents. I can't imagine what the mom is going through because the mom gave birth to her. She, she's crying her, man, you know what I mean? And Floyd is doing the same. I'm sure he has a lot to deal with, and this is basically a message of love. This ain't because I have an accountability team that I go to. It's 6 of us. I've told you guys this in the past, and I couldn't be in that accountability group if I didn't go get my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't. You know what I mean? And you guys don't say she gonna do what she wanna do. I get it. But you have to exhaust your resources first. Floyd's a billionaire. Spend $10 million and go get your daughter. If it fails, you've done your part. The world will see it. But the world hasn't seen you try. The world has seen you fight. The world has seen you promote to get a $250 million check, $300 million check. But they've never seen you go get a priceless daughter. They've never seen you be vulnerable and be prideless and have a level of sympathy and empathy that can fill a room, that can fill a world and make the world have compassion towards. We've never seen that in Floyd. You know, um, I can't imagine the gravity of pain that they're going through. I'm rehashing this and revisiting this postulate of this conversation because um I don't want people to think that I don't understand where he is. You understand? I get it. I understand pain. I had to, from personal experience, last year, November and October and November, within 25 days, Dre lost both her grandparents in 25 days. 25 days, y'all. 101 and 100 years old. I had to be there. Videos stopped coming. Instagram posts stopped coming. You know what I mean? I had to bite down. And I didn't make it public. I didn't do, but I had to bite down and be there and carry her and the kids through that threshold. Simple. So I'm not the perfect man. And I'm gonna fall and stumble along the way, but I hope that my habits and my integrity gives me enough strength to get my little black ass up and keep on trucking. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, Floyd, I, you and Anthony Yard, I will continue to pray. Um, they say healing truly never occurs in death like that. I get it, but there's a place where you can just have livable joy. If there is such a term. And I genuinely pray. It broke my heart. It broke my heart. Like I still cry. I don't watch the news. I tell you guys this. I don't watch the news because I cry when a under 18-year-old kid gets shot and killed, whether it's through gang violence. I cry. Like literally, figuratively, spiritually. That's why I don't cut the news on. So um, I'm a YouTube baby. You know what I'm saying? So I that video by NBA YoungBoy just pushed to the forefront every father eon I had in my being, every electron I had in my being, every neuron and neutron and atom and mustard seed I have in my being was thrust to the forefront. And I says, that's a daughter, that's a young 19-year-old crying out for help. So anyways, that's what I feel. Barbershop conversations, man. You guys have a great day. And yeah, man. And another thing too, since we're on this topic, this coronavirus is real. Uh, um, it's real. I live it. You know. Dre. I haven't touched Dre in shit a month. Like literally, like figuratively, like high five, nothing. I have my own dishes. Because she works in a hospital. You know what I mean? And we've made the decision that um, because she's the mother, you know what I mean, and the kids are more attached to her at this stage. She hasn't shown any symptoms um, that she should be the one because the kids are obviously more attached to her, breastfeeding and going through the birth canal, definitely makes them more attached. So, that's just really what it is, and so I am the provider, and she literally has to self quarantine, comes in the house basically naked, have to self quarantine outside, go straight to take a shower, and leave the clothes outside in a plastic bag. For real. These are the things that this is our protocol every day. Well, she doesn't work every day, but you guys understand what I'm saying, and it's heart wrenching. Two people died from the coronavirus today. These are real stories. So I don't understand. I mean, not I don't understand. I understand that people have their difference of opinion of how it got here. I'm just here to tell you that it's here. All right. So stay safe. You know what I mean? And this ain't about money, y'all. This is about integrity. This is about the character of a man. This is about manhood. This is about fatherhood. This is about, what I mean, what you love more. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button, join the Patreon, click the link in the description box. In my last term to Floyd, I love you. I I love the Mayweather family. Like I will continue to pray for them and the outside entities and the Yard family, you know. But Floyd, you said you always great when the lights came on. Will you be great while your daughter lights are off? Barbershop conversations. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Talk to you soon. Peace.